Ever since Fortnite launched, I've been playing on controller. That's 8 years of experience. In this video, I'm squeezing those 8 years into 5 game-changing tips you can start using right away. The first thing I have noticed throughout my time playing on controller is the aim assist blind spot. If you didn't know, there is a specific position when an enemy is close, almost hugging you, either on the left or right side, where the aim assist starts bugging out. Please comment down below if you have noticed this yourself too. This is quite opposite to the common controller player's playstyle, as most controller players jump in an enemy's box, take out their SMG, press R2, and leave the rest on fate. Instead, I advise you to avoid allowing players to be this close to you. Play at least at this amount of distance. One bonus tip is to take your time to shoot. Aim first, then shoot. I see many players that shoot first, then their aim goes to the enemy. This doesn't at all mean take this long to aim. Do it fast, but make sure your timing is correct, as if you really think about it. Aiming is just movement of a stick and timing of a click. One thing I have noticed controller players focusing the least on are resets. Unlike keyboard and mouse players who have the ability to scroll wheel reset, making it quite easy to reset.
With this. Oh my.
Us controller players have to manually press each of the multiple buttons to reset. Additionally, it is quite hard for controller players to naturally have as precise crosshair movement in terms of resetting when compared to keyboard and mouse players. Now listen, these tips might seem simple, but in reality, the simplest of things are the most effective and also the most ignored. To practice your resets, I advise you to incorporate something I call shadow freebuilding, similar to boxing, which has shadow boxing, in which a fighter imagines boxing an imaginary fighter, also known as a shadow fighter. The same principle could be applied to freebuilding in Fortnite. What I like to do is trying to put my emphasis more on incorporating more resets into my freebuilding routine. Now, what I mean by this is most Fortnite players already have a set of edits and builds they make in the time they freebuild. All I'm asking is for you to do more resets, as I'm showcasing on the screen. This is a side-by-side comparison. By the way, subscribe if you are watching this video on a TV. If you aren't logged in, then subscribe from your phone. Thanks, Pookie. One thing I had turned off a long time ago is the ability to rotate builds. I had noticed the amount of times it would cause a hindrance in my mechanics and how little I even used it. The few times I used it was just to reverse the damage it already had caused. Trust me, this is one of the best things you can do for yourself when it comes to having smooth and consistent mechanics without any distractions. Playing claw is something that no controller player should ignore unless you are already used to paddles. If you don't know what's claw, then here is a short video to explain it. Enjoy. You have been holding your thing wrong for years. I mean your controller. Claw grip is the ultimate grip in which you hold your index finger over the face pads of the controller, either on the left, right, or both sides. Claw doesn't hurt your fingers at all and is a 100% safe. If you want an in-depth guide on how to play claw, then watch this video on my channel. Hope that helps. Except aim assist is a tool, not an auto aim. It still requires skill. All I can say is that there are a bunch more keyboard pros than controller pros. There is a reason for that, which is the amount of control you have with this compared to this, hand versus finger. Who do you think wins? Well, it really depends on which situation you are using it in. Aside from the joke, I advise all controller players to keep one good sensitivity, focus on it, and just practice with it. The best controller player, Reet, has the same sensitivity since Fortnite Chapter 2. That's years of practice on the same sensitivity. If he does it, so should you. Subscribe to the channel, pretty please. Also, use code NHZED in the Fortnite item shop.